I'm about to find out how Lamine Yamal is so good. After doing hours of research day and night, I found out how the 16-year-old makes world champions look like a bunch of clones. I just found out that some of his techniques growing up that played a massive role in my career.
This guy's lying.
This guy's stupid. Let me show you. Lamine only dribbled to his left on the right. Oh, and before I start, I only have 3 minutes to explain each concept. He has a timer. And if I don't get it, he gets the red ass, so we better get going. Being an inverted winger makes you super dangerous because you're able to cut in and you're able to cut out simultaneously. That double threat makes you more dangerous, and this is what Lamine does excellently. Compared to, let's say, you're dribbling with your right foot, right, which is your outverted foot, the only real option here is to go out. And the defender's already forcing you out wide, so his momentum is already in that direction. You're much easier to defend, and it gets predictable after a couple times. Even if you're really fast, after the second or third time, he's gonna predict you're gonna go there, so he's gonna take a step out, so he has a step on you even if you go out. In this position, if you cut in, you're cutting across the body, right? This is a much harder angle to beat the player, and especially when he has numbers inside, it has to be really quick. And if you're cutting in from your outverted foot, it's very tough to beat the winger, especially when you're one-footed. Compared to being an inverted winger, I can cut in here, then I can cut out, taking him out the game.
1 minute left.
Now, an outverted winger, his only real option is to go out. And you can see you've already guessed that way. Now, if I cut in, I have to cut across, and it's much harder because it's gonna take me longer to get across you. You see why it's more dangerous to cut out and in, especially being an inverted winger?
Yeah.
Perfect. Am I good?
30 seconds.
Okay, perfect. Next point. Now, second, when Lamine engages the defender, he throws little feints, step overs to keep the defender guessing to beat him. But what does this all mean? Start the timer. Let's go. When Lamine keeps throwing these little body feints, step over, body feint, whatever, it tends to make the defender nervous. Since he's nervous, he tends to make the wrong decisions. So either he steps too early, then you can just hit a pass and beat him with his own momentum. Or what happens most of the time, they jockey hella, and you can drive at him with space, taking up more space. At this point, you have the upper hand because you can either cut in or you can cut out, beating him. So let's say I'm Lamine Yamal throwing extra body feints, he steps, I get to hit it past him and beat him with his own momentum. Or like I said, what usually happens is he doesn't want to step too early, or he doesn't want to step at all because he's scared he might get beat. So what usually happens is he jockeys as I'm driving at him. So let's say I'm throwing body feints, it makes him nervous. He's jockeying, he's jockeying, he's jockeying. I'm getting closer to the net. This makes me more dangerous because I can either cut in and shoot, or I can cut out and cross it in for my teammate to score.
Minute 45.
What else happens is, as I throw his body feints, the step overs and all that, it shifts the defender's body positioning. Either rotates his hips out, rotates his hips in, and I can emphasize this to beat the defender, right? So if, let's say your hips are in, cut out, he has to rotate his hips, and now I get to go against his momentum once again, and I get to create that space to drive into and beat the defender. Lamine is a master at this, and he does this subconsciously without even thinking. How much time?
1 minute.
Holy, I'm safe. Okay, now point 3, this is so important, it's hip positioning. You can beat any player in any area of the pitch just by emphasizing hip positioning. Lamine knows this, just watch. But what does this all mean? Put on the timer, let me explain. We're combining point 1 and point 2, and being an inverted winger, this makes you dangerous. So defender's forcing you out wide here. If you're an outverted winger, you're just gonna hit it out. His hip positioning is forcing you out, his momentum's taking him in that direction, and right off the rip, you're gonna lose that 1v1. And even if you win it the first and second time, the third time he's gonna understand, he's gonna take a step out, and he's gonna be able to predict that. That's why being an inverted winger is so important, because you could go in and out, and we can emphasize hip positioning to our advantage, right? In this situation, he's forcing me out wide, right? If I hit it out, I'm going with his momentum, and that gives him an edge to take it off me. Especially if I'm not a fast winger, the ball's in his court to win it. Here, you're gonna wanna cut in, that rotates his hips, right? And now that creates that space, right? It creates that space to drive into, and if you cut it across, you can take him out the game. That is only if you want to beat the fullback. Most time, what wingers do, what Lamine does so well, this is what he did against France. All he did was drop the shoulder, fake one way, he cut in, he got that separation, he just finished. Once you understand hip positioning, you can manipulate the defender's body positioning to create space to either shoot or get across it.
1 minute.
1 minute left. Okay, let's make this quick. Second point, I emphasize when he rotates his hips, right? When I make him off balance, rotates his hips. Once he does this, I mentioned it briefly in the second point where he can use momentum to take him out the game. I'm constantly faking it, boom, rotates his hips in, hit a pass, now he has to rotate his hips back out and I get that separation to drive into the space to beat him. As a winger or a player who engages in a lot of 1v1s, so the 10, the 8, the strikers, this can single-handedly create or break your game if you don't understand hip positioning. How you can use moves to beat players and why moves are so crucial is because let's say you fake it in with the step over, it manipulates him to position his hips out, right? And I hit a pass going this way, and that goes against his momentum, against his hip positioning.
Time's up. Red ass time.
Okay, fuck, man.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Time to smash it.
Ah! You suck. Ah! 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 Like I said, I did all of this before even knowing it. Just take a look. Bro doesn't know about the techers I had back then, innit?
This guy's always lying, man.
Why are you chatting, bro? That's it broken down, but hold on. If you want to learn how to sign to a pro academy just like I did, I made a full masterclass breaking down exactly how I did it. I'll leave the masterclass right here for you to watch. I'll see you inside.